Well, I've been working for over 2 years now, obviously with the police here, but also the Foreign Office and other agencies, really to build up good relationships with the Russian authorities so that we can work with them to try and ensure that British citizens going to the World Cup are safe and have an enjoyable experience. Yeah, we've had a really positive engagement. I mean, we meet on a regular basis with them and other European countries on a regular series of meetings in Europe. But specifically, we hosted a delegation to the Champions League final. We've had them across for Champions League matches just to exchange ideas, build up a relationship and really get a shared understanding of how each other deals with football fans. We've also been out to Russia, we've met them, we've met various law enforcement people, we've done exercise in the embassy about various crisis management. So I think we've really put a lot of effort into the preparation, but the proof will obviously be when the tournament starts in just under a month's time. Well, it's not something that we can specifically verify. There's been various conversations about the fact that they will control their risk supporters. I think we know that Russia has no vested interest in seeing in disorder. It wants a festival of football. It's the phrase that's frequently used to us. They want to have something that really showcases Russia to its best effect. So I think we see common sense in the fact that they want to control it. There has been some suggestion that they will control it. But again, we need to wait for the tournament to start to really see how that pans out. Well, it's not something I'm aware of. There's been various things. I've not been shown any list. I'm not aware of any numbers. Typically, different places operate in different ways. I wouldn't really expect it to be shown that level of detail. We need to be sensitive about personal detail we share with other countries. There are limits on it in international law, so it's not something I've been given specific detail about. Well, we can't say we've got everyone. We got 91 banning orders after the Euros. We've currently got 1,751. So it's the most rigorous legislation anyone's got anywhere. I think we've been really successful in preventing risk supporters travel. There's a distinction between those people who go seeking to actively engage in violence and those who get drunk and act in an antisocial manner. That's a lot harder to control. So we've got a lot of people on banning orders. We will rigorously enforce the banning orders so we know that we're not sending hooligans across there. The key bit is those supporters who may drink too much, engage in antisocial behaviour. That would really be my concern for this tournament, that might not be well received locally and provoke a hostile response. Well, I think we've got to be aware that Russia suffered massive losses during World War II. They really were on a horrific scale, and there's, for obvious reasons, a real sensitivity about that. We wouldn't expect people to come across to this country, get drunk and drape flags on the cenotaph. So we need to extend the same courtesy when we go abroad and treat places with due reference. I think if we do that, if we show that respect, that will really go a long way to ingratiating England supporters with the locals and demonstrate that we are sending genuine supporters there who are interested in football. I think getting drunk to excess, singing songs about sensitive topics, be it politics or the war, in a country that doesn't have a high degree of English as a second language, presents significant risks, and people need to take responsibility and just not do it. At the moment, Russia has got a strong sense of national identity, which tends to align itself with the president, and there is real sensitivity and pride in that. It's far better for people just steer away from that sort of thing, don't engage in that sort of conduct. We've seen previously English supporters go to Spain and sing songs about Gibraltar, Dortmund sing songs about the World War. I cannot emphasise how stupid that would be to do in Russia. We need to act, well, the supporters need to act with respect. They need to be good guests, seek to make friends and not engage in anything that's antagonistic in its nature and which may provoke what they consider to be a disproportionate response but would actually put themselves at real risk. Well, I think it's the general way of the Russian authorities in a lot of the Eastern European countries policing events. So you'll see hundreds, possibly thousands of officers in riot gear. They're all routinely armed. You might see the military. That doesn't mean something's happening. That's just the policing style, and people need to be aware of that.